So word on the street is that the phone ruined our society, and I quote, ruined society, and that everything was fine until this beacon of light, showed up and broke our attention spans and our ability to even be alone with our own thoughts. But the phone is also, if you guys think about it, you have to think about it from the other way too. It's also one of the most powerful tools we have created as a society. And it might even be the most powerful tool. Like, you literally have a camera, a map, a phone, a library, a journal, and the entire internet, every type of distraction you could ever ask for, all in one device that you can fit in your pocket, which is a crazy concept to think about. Now, if this was talked about 30 years ago, there's no way our brains could even comprehend this. So what doesn't this thing have, right? It's got everything you could ever need. And it's made life easier in many ways, but that's the problem, right? So maybe the real question is, did the phone ruin us? Maybe that isn't the right question to ask. Maybe it's more, are we even built to handle something like this? Can we handle the phone? Because the phone didn't create our problems, it more so exposed them, right? Every new technology, with every generation reveals something uncomfortable about being human. Books made people antisocial, and that was back in the day. And now if you think about it now, it's like, oh, reading, if you're smart, you read, and books are like, blah, blah, blah. I read, TV made people lazy, but if you watched a regular TV now and you watched cable TV in this day and age, you would be behind. You're not streaming. The internet even made people weird, right? But now we can't literally hold a conversation with a human without pulling our phones out and looking at it, or looking at our Apple Watch, right? So I don't think the phone invented distractions or anything, or insecurity, or even comparison in that matter. I think it just made them impossible to escape. It just made it so accessible, right? And it's basically a mirror, right? A mirror that shows our craving for validation, our fear of boredom. We can't be alone for a second, right? And our need to feel connected, whether that's on social media or watching a YouTube video, however that may be, and just our inability to sit still. Like our ADD, ADD is so popular now because people are just freaking cranking time out on their phone, right? The phone didn't really break us, it just showed us the cracks, right? And it's just exposing us as a society. We're outmatched by our own invention. That's just how it works. We created something that we can't handle. Humans evolved, for a world where information was scarce. Like, you got to think about it, guys, back in the day. We didn't know anything, right? And everything was slow pace. And now everything in the present is so efficient, so optimized, and so instant. And it's limitless, right? We have no idea what the horizon has in store for us. And, you have this feeling that every emotion has a notification, and every insecurity has a filter, right? You can just put a filter on a picture if you're insecure. Every boredom has a dopamine slot machine. You can gamble on your phone, guys. You can do that. That's so bizarre, right? You can do anything. We're running against our ancient instincts on futuristic hardware. So, if you guys think about it, the advancement of technology far surpasses at this level, at the rate we are going right now, the speed of evolution. And our brains are just stuck a few hundred years in the past. We literally can't handle and comprehend what's going on. So is the phone bad, really, or are we just not necessarily ready for it? I think that's a really good way to look at it, because I think we can all agree that it is amazing what it can do. If you gave a caveman a car, right, the car wouldn't be evil. It would just be too much for the caveman. So it's not necessarily an evil thing. And that's where we are right now with the phone. And AI is just going to speed this up. And again, there's going to be a lot of good that comes from all this and a lot of bad. And that's okay, right? But it reflects who we already are. You know, our habits, our fears, our desires, all these things, our weaknesses, but also our creativity and curiosity. It's going to amplify all of that. And it's, in a way, the most honest object we own. And sometimes we don't like what it shows us. But what's going to happen next? Well, right now we're in the awkward teenage years of technology, right? I mean, things are just speeding up. We have the power, just not the maturity, but societies adapt, right? I mean, you have to think we will adapt to this. However that may be, it might be in a good way and a bad way, but of course, I'm an optimist. I'm going to pray that, of course, it's a good way. You know, we're going to build these norms. We're going to build the boundaries and healthier habits because we are strong and we know how to be resilient as a species entirely. And eventually we're going to look back at this era the way we look back at people smoking on airplanes or watching TV, right? You know, all these different things. We're going to be thinking like, wow, we had no idea what we were doing, or we had no idea what we were in store for, right? We'll get better at using the phone without letting it use us. And it's, you know what? It's going to be funny because there's just going to be so many other things coming in the next 10 to 20 years that the phone, I don't know if it'll be obsolete, but it's just going to be so much lower on the totem pole that it might be just, substituted with something else. So can our society handle the phone? Right now, I would say not really. And I think that's pretty evident. And I think we can all agree on that, you know? But that doesn't mean the phone is bad. So all these people are saying like phones are bad. Are the phones bad, or are we just not able to handle them? And that's the message I want to convey in this video. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? It's kind of an interesting topic, and I think it's prevalent, honestly, for what's to come. But yeah, of course, please let me know what you guys think, and I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, brothers.
Back.